Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. This video was inspired by a number of things. It was inspired by my own hard work and efforts and courage to make the transition from being a dishonest man. Oh, that sounds so extreme, doesn't it? Being a dishonest man who was lying, stealing, I guess hiding behind a mask because I was scared and I felt I had no other option, because people wouldn't like me and I just wouldn't be able to get the things in life that I thought would make me happy. And on many levels I wasn't actually aware that I was doing it. I was partly aware, but I wasn't fully aware, because in spiritual terms I literally was asleep. I was in a nightmare. And I think it was Carl Jung, I might be mistaken, Carl Jung or Gurdjieff, or maybe both of them, said that man's current state of consciousness is like Walking Dead. So people are walking around, they're alive, they're speaking, but they're not conscious. If this confuses you and you're not really interested in spirituality, it basically means that you're not actually being your natural true self. And then we could go into a whole debate about who are you and the rest of it. But you're not actually being you, you're hiding. So you may be partly being you may be being yourself with a couple of people, but you'll probably find, if you're unhappy in your life, you're experiencing social anxiety, social phobia, which is not being comfortable around human beings, other people. If you've got anxiety, if you've got quite a vicious inner monologue, well, we've all got an inner monologue, but I'm just being sort of obvious with the symptoms. If you're feeling that, this is a clear sign, it was for me at the time. If you feel that you can't really trust people, or you've never really been able to fully trust people, you've always held back a little bit, even with the people that you've trusted a little bit more than the extremes of not trusting anyone. You may even feel how I was feeling 2.5 years ago, where you feel deeply ashamed that you don't trust your own mum and dad. And of course you care and you love your mum and dad to bits, but there's a part of you that doesn't fully trust them. And then you go even further and you say, oh my god, I'm in a nightmare, I don't even trust my friends, I'm worried, I don't trust leaving my girlfriend with my friends, because I'm worried that I'm actually worried that my girlfriend would cheat on me, I'm worried that my friends would cheat me, and I'm worried that I might lose my temper. All sorts of paranoia. I went through all this. It was the most loneliest place to be at. Maybe you're feeling how I felt 2.5 years ago, sorry, 2 years to be precise, maybe 2.5, let's say 2. Memory serves me correct. Maybe you're feeling that you can't tell anyone, because if you don't trust anyone, then how can you tell anyone? So you're stuck, you're in this catch-22, where even I was saying, is there a God that can help me? I was desperate. All my tough guy image that I built up over years, from being in a council estate, a rough area, having quite a reputation as someone that was physically capable, a very violent man, just a confused man that just didn't fully trust people, because of how my dad hurt me when I was younger, and lots of experiences that I had, and lots of stuff that was on my own conscious that I wasn't aware of. And most of the stuff I felt emotionally, but I was absolutely, and this is not a word of exaggeration, petrified of taking a deeper look at myself, because that would actually mean admitting that everything I was doing was a lie. And all the relationships I was building, of course they was just representing back what I was putting out. So at the time I had so much conflicting beliefs about money, about people. If you make money, can you be a trustworthy person? Can I trust women? Is sex? All these conflicting voices going off. And of course distrust breeds onto, let me stand up, my feet are hurting me a bit. Distrust, for me, this is just me, my personal feelings of it, distrust is, it's basically feeling that it's hard to even quantify it. Distrust feels, for me it felt like death, and it's not an exaggeration. I was alive, my heart was beating, I was conscious, but I felt dead. I felt like I was in hell. And the only way I could get a temporary distraction from hell was my addictions, which I've spoken about in another video, where I've spoken about a great psychologist, a man called Gabor Mate. Now obviously a few years ago, it's really weird, because I thought a lot about my life and I thought about the changes I've made, and I'm thinking about you guys and what you're struggling with. And I'm teaching people every week now, and I'm helping them. It's exactly the same sticking point I had. And it's the transition from being incongruent, if that's the word, dishonest, living in a reality that is not honest, period, and then transforming, changing and becoming honest. The most exciting, exhilarating, beautiful journey that any human being could ever go on, but the most difficult, painful. It's painful, it's difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say because I'm a teacher and I run courses that it's easy. It's not easy. And a lot of people won't do it. A lot of people won't do it. And obviously people can do it. So anyway, I've gone off topic a bit. I got a bit excited there. So I just was confused. I was like, why do I have these feelings? And these feelings are even they're hard to break down and write down on paper, because I'm afraid to write these feelings down, because I would be horrified to actually read on paper about how I feel about myself. And I'll do my best now, because I really want to make this video to help a lot of people. I felt, I'm not sure if I like myself. That terrified me, you know, that really frightened me a couple of years ago. And then I went on to say, well, before I answer that question, let me look at the things I've got in my life that would justify or get me closer to the answer. I make money, okay. I'm successful. I'm a famous dating coach at that time. People respect me and like me. I've got women. I've had sex with numerous women. These were the things that initially put me on this path that used to make me feel awful and suicidal when I was 25. But I never realized, in getting the very things that I thought would make me happy and take these feelings away, it made me feel worse. Nothing wrong with sex. Nothing wrong with making money, and nothing wrong with wanting to help people. But I wasn't in an honest place. And I remember thinking, yeah, but I'm honest over here. I'm honest when I teach men how to meet women. I give them dating advice and they say I'm honest. But I'm not honest with the people closest to me. I'm not honest with my dad. I didn't tell my dad the truth. I didn't say, Dad, you damaged me when I was young, you hurt me, you terrified me, you bullied me, you made me frightened of you, I'm your son and I was scared of you. And that fear projected onto people unconsciously. I couldn't fully trust people. Or when I did start to build trust with people, I got afraid, because I had a deep-rooted fear of abandonment. So if women got close to me, I found a way to ruin it. And that's when my integrity started to come out. It started to make sense to me. I'm being dishonest, not because I'm a bad person. It's not because I wasn't born a cheat and a liar. I don't want to hurt anyone. I'm actually frightened of myself. I'm actually afraid of love. I know it sounds soppy if you're a man. And I relate to the manly man in the context of lots of violent men are violent because we're insecure. When I'm saying I'm not insecure anymore. I do have insecurities, but I'm not insecure. But I used to be. And it wasn't that long ago, 2.5 years ago. But before that, I was even more insecure. That's why I got into so many fights. My mum would always say to me, even when I was younger, before I got into teaching men how to meet women and meeting women myself and overcoming a lot of anxieties, my mum would say, why is it, Jonathan, every time you go out, you're always the one that gets into fights, it's never your friends? Because I wanted to impress my friends. On an unconscious level, I didn't feel good enough. So I wanted to get validation from other men, my friends around me, and fighting was a way I thought was getting it. But of course they didn't really respect me, and no, they didn't like it. It frightened them as well, even if they pretended they did. And I got around other people the same, like-minded. So I was stuck in this nightmare. And then I thought, I can't turn to help anywhere, because everywhere I turn to I see dishonesty. I see what's in me and I see what's outside of me. And I thought, I want to talk to my mum about it, but I'm a grown man and I don't want to put my problems on my mum, because I love my mum to bits, but I'm a little bit angry at my mum. And that was hard to admit, really difficult. And I thought, I don't want to go and tell people that, because I'll do anything for my mum. My mum's been lovely to me, but I don't know why I'm angry towards her. And I thought I'm angry towards my dad. And then I thought, I'm actually angry towards everyone, because I've got anger in me. I've got emotional problems. And I'm angry towards all the women I dated, because I feel that they let me down. And then I'm angry at myself because I cheated on all the women. All of them at that time. And then I started to think, hang on a minute. I've let people bully me. But hang on, how does that work? Well, how can I let people bully me? Because people were afraid of me anyway. Yeah, but people were afraid of me physically, but socially, love, respect, people didn't respect me because I didn't respect myself, because I was dishonest and I attracted like-minded people. And it was hard to admit that, because then I had to see all my friends were dishonest, and I was like, I didn't even want to say that because I didn't want to be judgmental. I'm not judging them, but I'm telling the truth. They were dishonest because I was dishonest, and we built relationships on the basis of dishonesty. It didn't mean I didn't enjoy their company. It didn't mean I didn't love them, but I couldn't fully love them because I didn't love myself. That was one of the most uncomfortable things I had to admit. And then I thought, I can't believe it. Society, I've started to blame society. I've been tricked. Modern day culture has pulled a fast one on me. It's Facebook's fault for putting all the pictures up. It's pornography's fault. It's women's fault for walking up and down the street looking attractive. It's the dating industry's fault. It's the pickup community's fault for putting these ideas into me. Then I went further and I got a little bit more, I got more honest with myself. It took time, I had to work on myself. I got a mentor as well, a great mentor, and I said, actually it's not their fault, it's my fault. And it's not my fault that my dad, on some occasions, used to attack me and violently attack me and verbally attack me and intimidate me and scare me with his eye contact. Everything about him scared me, and then sometimes he was nice. That's not my fault because I didn't ask for that. But it's my responsibility to confront him on it and to make the changes and to not behave the way I don't want other people to treat me. So my dad was violent to me, so I obviously started to be violent to other people unknowingly. Part of me knew I was doing it, part of me didn't know. It's that horrible inner conflict, that, you know, the devil and the angel. And then sometimes when I was nice, I'd regret it, or maybe I was too nice, they're going to take advantage of me. Lots of paranoia, addictions, and then it made sense to me. I went right back to a childhood, and I was sat there. It was like a horror movie. I don't know if you've seen the film Scrooged. I watched a play with a friend of mine in the West End. And it's a great story about a man who was angry, who was dishonest, and anyway, eventually he gets visits from spirits or whatever, and in the end he makes a transition, but he's got to go through hell. And that's why I had a nervous breakdown, which is the same. I had a spiritual awakening, but I had a nervous breakdown. I couldn't cope anymore. It didn't matter about the fame, money, women, people. I had even had people telling me, when I actually admitted and said, I don't think I'm an honest person, I don't like the way I'm living my life, they said, no, you're a very honest person. But then I had to think, who are the people telling me? The people telling me that I was honest when I wasn't honest were dishonest. They didn't want their cover to be blown. And then it got quite confusing, because I thought, now I really can't trust the people around me, because even when I admit I'm making mistakes here, I'm making mistakes that you just can't overlook. I'm not stepping on ants, or, you know, I'm not occasionally, you know, getting upset. I'm actually a disingenuine person, and I never would ever have thought that about myself. And it made me upset, because I thought about the sort of values that my family brought me up with. And I know it's a contradiction because my dad was strict on me, but he was a good man. He was just a little bit over the top vocally, and he could lose his temper. But that was years ago. He changed. This was years ago he behaved like that, so I was trying to hold on to that. I was quite hurt by the way he treated me, and embarrassed and ashamed. I didn't want to tell people about it. I thought I'd lose credibility and all the rest of it. So a lot of conflict, and I had a lot of personality disorders. I'm sure a lot of narcissism and all these other things, and I was just horrified. The more I started to look at it, I was going, oh no, not that, oh no, I'm not this, oh no, I've done that, oh no, I've done that. And I started to realise, yeah, of course women I dated cheated on me. I started to put the pieces together. I thought, serves me right, because I cheated on them. And I just thought, fucking hell, this is a big mountain to climb. How am I going to get out of this? And then I thought to myself, well, it's simple, I just become honest. And I thought, but then I'm going to be by myself. Who's going to love me? I had to get really honest with myself and ask myself that, because I thought, if I become honest, my friends are not going to want to hang around with me. My family might even abandon me. I was terrified, because maybe my change, they're not going to like it, because they're used to me being that way. And then I thought, I actually don't care, because I'm not living a dishonest life. I'm not being a liar. I'm not walking around wearing a mask, because it's making me physically ill. I could feel my health deteriorating. That's why I've aged so much since my younger videos. I'm still very attractive, guys, of course, but I just thought I've had enough. I'm going towards truth. So I started to search, I started to go to the church, because I always had a connection when I was a young boy with Jesus. I felt something there, but I was like, I'm not sure if I don't want to become, you know, I don't want to get into religion too much. I don't have a problem with it. I just want to search for things. I started to go into Buddhism, Islam, different religions. Teachers, but I thought, doesn't really make a difference what religion I turn to. I have to fix me. And all of them seem to be, in some way or another, saying, it's in you. And that's what my mentor massively helped me with, Jeff. He said, it's all in you. And I thought, I knew this when I was a kid. You can learn, you can go to religion. I just had to straighten my integrity. But I couldn't do it in one day, one weekend, because as you're becoming more honest, you have to change your psychology. You don't change your psychology in one day. And every time I'd start to do it, I felt really good about it, but then things were coming up for me. Spiritually, they say shadows. Lots of resistance was coming up, because you're basically trying to change your behavior that you've been doing for the best part of 29, 30 years, and you're doing that in a matter of weeks and months. So you've got to be careful of it. And the amount of fear I experienced was just, it was so, man, I've been through lots of fearful stuff. This was different level, but the amount of love I started to experience, how much I started to get to know myself, I could see things, I could see all of it. I don't mean to sound overly dramatic or spiritual, but I could tell when people are dishonest or not. That's what the awakening gave me. And that's not being judgmental. I became really sharp. I could see it. I could see honest people to dishonest people, and then I could see even more the people around me. And I felt a lot of anger and resentment towards them, but of course that was coming from myself. As I started to get more honest and sort myself out, I was crying a lot. I felt really bad for them. And I thought, what am I going to do? Do I talk to them? Do I try and help them? Do I say, please change and show? And then I got to a stage where I realised, you can't do that. You can't, and my dad said this to me, you can't help a man that doesn't want to help himself. Even in my teaching, I thought, if I change my teaching now, people will know me as a pickup artist. I teach what are my fans going to think, what they're going to think. I'm willing to lose everyone to go towards the truth, because that's how important integrity is to me. I will not be bought out of my integrity. I will not be manipulated. I will not be charmed. It doesn't work on me no more, because that's what I used to let people do to me. I used to let people manipulate me and bully me in very subtle ways, because the deep-rooted subconscious is saying, if I don't agree on these terms, I won't get love. And that's what so many people are doing around the world. That's the biggest cause of the problem in this world. And it was the best thing I've ever done. And it took me 2 years to make this transformation. I changed my whole teaching. I got massively inspired by what my mentor had helped me with, really helped me to teach. And I learned so much from him. And my teaching naturally changed. It started to get to a stage where I didn't have to consciously say, oh, I'm going to do this. It just, nature did it for me. That's why I'm doing the video in the park. So, and other people started to tell me, and I started to meet like-minded people. I remember thinking, but how is honesty going to work? Because women don't like honest men. They only like bad boys. But I thought, that's not really true, Johnny, because you was a nice guy when you first started people pleaser, you didn't get women, then you became an arsehole and you started sleeping with women, but they weren't good women. They were dishonest women with multiple personality problems, with disorders of anxiety. And I don't feel in any way judgmental doing this video, because I'm talking about my old self. But I was attracting what I was. That's why my tagline is, the main one is enjoy the process, which I love. But my new one is, we attract what we are, so be careful what you become. And I said that to myself. Then I remember thinking, I don't think it's true that my mum and dad family would abandon me for becoming honest, for their son becoming successful and actually liking who he is more, and I'm going to love them more as well. I love them to bits anyway. And then I remember thinking, well, if I wasn't a genuine person, I wouldn't have worries about offending people. So I started to make sense of it. There was contradictions within my truth, and I thought, my mentors made this transformation, men in history have done it, why can't I do it? All those voices, they're not me, that try and say, oh, you're just trying to be a hypocrite, you're trying to get out of it, you're trying to change, you're trying to have a... No, you don't get away with nothing, guys, I promise you. Scientific law or the karmic law, everything we put out, we get it back. And then I started to look at people that I really respected, and then they were honest. I remember thinking, what could be more exciting? And I did it. I worked hard at it. It's more of a game plan with a mentor. I changed my whole reality. I changed my business model. I changed my personality, everything. And I'm so glad I did it. Once I did it, I thought, I finally respect myself. And of course, as soon as I respect myself, I started to have so much love and respect for other people. All my complex social anxiety went away. I always enjoyed teaching anyway. Even when I was teaching what I call the dishonest stuff, I enjoyed it because it felt the right thing to do then. But it's just gone to another level now. And my relationship is in the process now of getting better with my family, with my dad. My dad actually appreciated the fact that I had the balls to come and tell him to his face how I felt. It wasn't as bad as I thought. It wasn't half as bad as I thought. And I took the fear away. I'm not afraid of my dad anymore, therefore I'm not afraid of people. Because the fear from our family projects out on other people. I'll do more videos about it. And this is a very similar conversation I had with a friend today that I've been working with on my 6 weeks program. I'm not going to name his name because I don't have his permission. But I've been having this conversation with a lot of people, and guess what? This is my teaching. So my teaching's actually this. People meet me. I know it sounds mental and it's simple. Most of it's this. People come and I support people. That's why I like my teaching, because it's not my teaching. I'm a mentor. I counsel people, help them, direct them, who have gone through the same thing as me. Social anxiety, distrust, low self-esteem, anger, violence, addiction, dishonesty. And of course, when you get these things right, it's profound. And I know when I'm saying this, even if you haven't made this transformation, you will understand what I'm saying. It will speak to you on a deep level. You get better with women without even trying. You get better with everything. All those fears I used to have. What if I never make money? What if I'm going to struggle for the rest of my life? What if I'll never have friends that I can actually trust? What if I'll never really get a woman that I can truly be myself with? And it's not just about shagging her on a weekend and watching DVDs and then being in my head and never being present with her and cheating her and checking my phone and worrying about, is she texting someone else? I couldn't live like that. Fuck all that. I had enough of it. I had enough of all that. So I think God helped. But you can pray to whatever God you believe in. It makes no difference to me. I'll be happy for you. Meditation helped. But you have to take personal responsibility. And for many years I hid with a mask on because I thought, I ain't good enough. I'm not good enough, and I don't fully trust myself. And my self-worth in the world is based on my material possessions, which is, again, you've probably heard this a lot, but it became very true for me experiencing it. But that didn't mean that I wasn't still interested in those things, because I'm excited by those things. I want to live in nice places. I like going to nice places, but that wasn't the most important thing. And it's not about losing your integrity to get there. So most of us, we lose our integrity to get the things we want, and then when we get the things we want, we don't even enjoy them. We don't even want them, because the type of person we have to become to get them is a dishonest person who's a liar and a cheat and doesn't trust anyone. What is the fucking point? I ask myself this. But when you're actually honest, you attract these things. I would say initially it's more difficult. Once you get it and you're in this place, it's easier. As I said before, when you're in a good place, you're living right, everyone wants to kiss your ass. Everyone wants to be around you. And that's a good thing. And this ain't supernatural. Everyone can do this. And I teach people how to do it in 6 to 12 weeks. And you can do it from watching one video right now if you start working on yourself. And it's the practice of honesty and integrity. And guys, trust me, or women as well, it's so simple, it's right under your nose. You had it all along. But you have to face your fear. And you have to have some dark nights of the soul, but it's definitely worth it. You have to pay back your dues. Whether you believe in God or you just believe in being good with people, you have to take responsibility, and you have to admit you're the problem, therefore you're the solution. I know it's difficult because you're going to say, yeah, but this person done this to me. I had all that, guys, believe me. I had people steal from me, betray me, dishonor me. I attracted it. I allowed them to do it. I attracted these people in my life because of what I put out, my personality. Now I put a stop to it by putting a stop to all of that skullduggery in myself and getting rid of it. And it is by far the most exciting part of my personal development journey. It's so fulfilling. If I was to say to you, I haven't had sex with women for a year and a half, I want to brag about that. You never hear men bragging about it, do you? For me, that means more to me than when I used to go around. I was very arrogant and cocky and saying how women I slept with. Now, I'm not becoming a monk. I absolutely love women, I love sex. I'm waiting for the right woman, because I've done all that stuff messing around. But I'm not telling you how to live your life, but this is definitely what you want. And everyone who can't, I don't know anyone on planet Earth who doesn't want to feel comfortable around people and not have loads of terror, social anxiety, actually like who they are, trust themselves, and have a life full of love. I'm just worried I thought the dog was going to chew me up. So this video really is in part to my words, taking off the mask. You suffer because you wear a mask. Your mask is your own doing, it's your dishonesty. You wear a mask because you think you can't be loved. Absolute nonsense. You can't rationalize this intellectually. So you can understand this video intellectually and go, that makes sense, it sounds grandiose, it sounds great. You have to feel this into your heart, you have to feel this into your spirit, into your psychology, in your own experience. So I'll leave it there because I don't want to overwhelm you and make it sound, oh, but it is. There's no words to describe it, how it feels when you change. And that's why I'm very proud of the work I'm doing with my teaching. In this past, it's gone really quick now, it's been 2 years. It's what my teaching's about. So my teaching is about helping frightened men who are traumatized when they were younger by a family member or whoever, or people that have got social anxiety. Now women follow my stuff. How amazing is that? And this is really deep. I reckon this is my higher consciousness way, or God's way of saying, you're going to help women, Johnny, because you screwed a few up when you was a bad man. And I did do that. I didn't mean it, but I did do that. And I got hurt as well. So I repented. And my way of paying back was I had to suffer for a best part of 2 years. And I mean really suffer, guys. And I mean really suffer. Crying, breaking down, a lot of anger, depression, just the worst type of fears that you've got to look at. You've got to see your whole life, and just to see everything that's ever affected you and hurt you, and everything that you've hidden from and you've run away from and you've pretended it's not there, and with the addictions. And I just want to mention, and I'm not telling you to do this, this is your choice. When I made this change, my whole life changed. And I know that this statement gets used a lot. Like people say, oh, my business grew, I made money, I met the most amazing woman. No, that's not that important, even though that was true. I haven't met the amazing woman yet, but she's coming, I can feel it. I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped watching pornography, although sometimes it catches me, and I'll tell you if I make a mistake. I stopped violence, I stopped being violent to people, I stopped feeling violent, I stopped feeling angry. And I just started to socialise in nice places. And I spent a lot of time by myself, something that I was always afraid to do. I always felt that I had to have people around me because I didn't like the feeling of being lonely. I practiced in the feelings of being lonely. I moved into a hostel. I humbled myself from a posh place in West Hampstead, nice lifestyle, and I went into a hostel in Paddington. And I'm still there and I'm enjoying it. It helped me to transform my life. I got into a place around normal, good people. I could just shut away and work on myself spiritually, day and night. Day and night. And I've got to where I wanted to get to 2 years ago. I've arrived, this is the plan, and now I've got other goals. I got to a stage where I just thought, I don't give a shit, I don't care about the money, I don't care about women, and I don't care about the threats that are coming up in my head that you're never going to find the right woman and you're never going to be loved and all this rubbish. I'll find out for myself. And now I do like who I am, and I like the way I'm living my life, and I like the way I'm passing this information on to other people. And I know this is exactly what you want. You don't want infield videos. You're asking me for infield videos, but this is really what you want. The infield videos are a cover-up for this. But I'm not judging you. I was exactly the same as you are, and I am the same as you are. But I'm very brave, guys. I have to give myself credit. I've got a lot of courage. I always had it since I was a kid. I was scared and afraid and insecure, but I had a lot of courage. And that's why I'm secure now. That's why I'm confident. But I'm only as secure as far as my integrity is intact. And you will be tempted, and it happened to me. When I got really honest, it's like temptation came more. I've seen it in other people trying to offer me stuff and tempt me, but it won't be pulled out. And then when you're done, you don't have to talk about spirituality every day. You don't have to be present every minute. You naturally become, you just don't have to think about it. You are it, you're it. So it's the transition from dishonesty to honesty. And this woman is for both men, this video, sorry, is for both men and women. It's for human beings. And I always knew this when I was younger. And I knew that I had the confidence. I knew that I wasn't going to let people try and bully me with love. So they were going to try and play on my subconscious and manipulate me and say, well, if you don't come and do this with me, I'm not going to give you friendship. I don't need your friendship then. I'm not having friendship built on games and manipulation. So I stopped playing games and manipulating other people because I didn't even realise I was doing it. It just became human nature. Or not human, yeah, human nature. I stopped doing it. And then of course, I started attracting people that were exactly like me. Very nice people, very honest and strong people. And all that rubbish and nonsense, those thoughts that come, oh, you're too soft. Yeah, not too soft. Because the dishonesty is actually, it's easy. That's why people do it. They hide in it. But there's a lot of suffering in it. But it's better to have the suffering of actually refraining from addictions, because that's what it is. A dishonest life is an addiction. I was addicted to being a dishonest man because it was all I knew. But it actually wasn't all I knew, but it was what I felt I had to be to get through the world. So I had to go through an identity death. Dying before you die, or a daily death. And it was just, the confidence was second to none. It's a different level. A level of confidence where you don't need to talk about it, you don't need to brag about it. I'm just explaining on this video because I'm getting this message across. And I started to realise, God, when I thought I was confident, I was a very insecure man. And I could see people around me and what I perceived at that time to be confident. I started to actually, and I really mean this, and this is not me just itch my nose. I'm gonna sneeze. It's not me being patronising or cocky. I actually started to feel sorry for men that I could see that was so insecure, because I thought that's how I was. And I thought that was being confident, but deep down, it's weird. It's like a game you play on yourself. Deep down, sorry. I knew it was gonna get me. Hay fever time. Deep down, as Alan Watts says, either you know yourself or you don't. If you're confident, truly self-confidence, you know you are. If you're not, excuse me. Let's see how authentic my videos are. It's gonna happen again, 1 second. Oh, this is the pollen, never mind. Bless me, nearly finished the video. So, I promise you guys, it's the most fulfilling transformation you'll ever make. And all the other stuff, the ego-driven stuff, that comes your way anyway, and then you don't even want it. And you start actually get the true meaning of life, which is love. Great relationship with family, great relationship with yourself, and that relationship carries out in your finances. I was saying it to a guy I was working with today, my friend. It's a lovely man, and he just brought up the same issue that I used to previously have. He said, I've got a problem with money. I'm not sure if I'm worried about making money in case it makes me greedy. Well, these are the fears that we have to overcome by getting our integrity right. And this is touched on a video I've done before about self-control. And I said, you won't become a greedy person because you're a good person. And to be aware of a fear is great. We need awareness. We need to be aware of temptation because we're all human beings. We're only as good as our integrity. Like a boxer is only as good as his last fight, they say. So that's the message. I wanted to share that with you, and I hope you're going to appreciate this, because it took me quite a long time to put this video out and get the courage to make this video, and I had to go through a lot of suffering but so much joy as well. So I really would appreciate if this could even help, even one person could, you know, watch this video and say I've changed my life, or I've gone and spoke to my dad or my mum, just healed a relationship. This is really what it's about, healing your relationship with yourself. I'll see you soon. Enjoy the process.